Wacky Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Unfiltered. The real deal. No pre-planning. No chingaderas. Straight up from the bill.
Wacky Wednesday.
B-Town's very own.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Here's your host, Bumper Gomez.
Chihuahua, vato. Welcome to another episode of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday on a Tuesday on this crazy weather happening right here in San Antonio, Houston, Victoria, all the area. They've been having some bad weather. Dallas, prayers, everybody that's in the path of that bad weather. But I'd like to welcome everybody to Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. I know tonight will probably be one of the biggest shows of all time. Just goes to prove my point, man. Tejanos love drama, and that's all right. And we're here to speak on the Memorial Weekend Bash that I got to be a part of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Man, was it freaking hot, brother. It was super hot. But at the same time, it was all well worth it. I mean, it was just an event. The lineup was just amazing. Every single artist gave their 100%. The crowd was just vibing. It was awesome, man. It was really awesome. And I'd like to welcome everybody again. If this is your first time watching, we do this every single Wednesday. I know today's Tuesday. We have a special edition, right? Because everybody's been looking for this guy, and he wasn't hard to find. I found him, and I got him here. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my guest this evening from Salazar Promotions, Mr. Frank Salazar.
Hello. ¿Cómo estamos todos?
Frank, you good?
Yeah, I'm a little cansado. Can barely talk. Like after this long weekend, I can barely talk, but I'm here, bro.
Well, I'll tell you this. Frank, as I started the show, like I really enjoyed the festival. You guys did an amazing job with the festival, the organization. I know there was some kinks there. I saw some people posted like there was some issues with the VIP,
Exactly.
with the seating and like people standing up and getting like, and that comes in any festival. You know what I mean?
Every year I try to work and put a better staff and do, get more training, more everything. But you get unexpected things and that happen every time. Never in the wildest dream that I think we were going to have this kind of crowd. It was just a big crowd. And I made mistakes, I'm not perfect. I try to put a great show, but there's a couple of things that I have to work on. And for that, I tell you, I'm sorry, for those little mistakes. But I want to say thank you to all that came and to promote, not only to promote, but to came as fans. Thank you for coming to Victoria. It's watching Victoria, looking at Victoria, seeing how Victoria is, and to all the bands like La Mafia, Duelo, Signo, David Garza, Ram, Jay Perez, Masore, Eli Da Reina, Jennifer Pena, Lucky Joe, and many more. If I forgot one of y'all, I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous. But I want to say thank you to all the people from the media, to Jolisa, Vic, you, Jim Luna, Rudy Lopez, Rudy Trevino, just so many people that were there, Jesse Maldonado, and to all the sponsors. I want to say thank you. Every year I try to get it, go a little bit bigger and a little bit better. And sometimes not everything comes out right. But it's in my heart to do better every single year. That's part of this. This is not just me. It's a big part. Everybody was part of it. And we're just a small town. I'm just a small promoter.
Well, I
trying
wouldn't
to do
call
things.
Victoria a small town.
It's a small town, bro.
Hey, I got them all, bro.
Okay, well then, yeah, we're a big city now.
You got them all. You got them all. No, hombre, it was a great time. You know, I had an amazing time. Again, I spent a lot of my time backstage. I got to see the get up and the get down, and you know, everything it takes to run a festival. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's definitely, and especially of that. I mean, I think on Saturday, what was your count?
But over 14,000. I think it was like 16,000, but give or take a few. It was an amazing. We broke records. This year, once again, we broke the record. Last year, we didn't. It was actually less than the year before, but it was still, this one was an amazing one. It was just, and I don't know how people sometimes, man, it was too hot. It was hot. Look at me. I'm dark, but this is even dark.
Well, my dumb butt, I decided to go to the pool Saturday morning with my son before we went out there, and I laid out there, and no, hombre, man, I got sunburned. God, so bad. I was all red, and you know, like when you wear a shirt and it scratches, man, it was bad. It was really, really bad. But again, if you guys are just joining us, we're live here on a Tuesday. Yes, if you put out your trash on Thursday, don't go put out your trash tonight. It is a Tuesday. We still have a show coming out this Wednesday, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. We'll have another show with our good friend Savannah V. Bueno, Frank, pues everybody's been looking for you, Papa.
I'm here. I've been around. Hey, one thing from Monday since Monday, I've been at the park when we were setting fencing. We were marking the places where the stage was, and I've been there all day, every day. Yesterday, after I ate with you, I was back at the park picking up trash till 5 o'clock. Came home, sweat from top to bottom. I smelled like a pig. Yeah, I kind of a little bit smell like that right now.
Yeah, hombre. Hey, if you guys ever want to smell a man that smells good, and no point intended, this guy right here always smells good right here, man. His lady got you smelling good all the time, man. All the time. So Frank, you know, you've been a promoter for how many years, man?
30 years.
30 years.
Yes, sir.
And strictly Tejano music, maybe a little country here and there? Or?
I tried country. I tried rock. I brought one time with rock. I brought Cinderella, Quiet Riot, Rat, and ¿quién más? Firehouse, all together to Victoria. And it was like a crazy, 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 crazy concert. I tried that. I brought Randy Rogers, Willie Nelson, Pat Green. I've tried country. But my heart, and I've tried norteño. You know, I brought Los Tigres del Norte, La Banda, La Banda Limón, Banda MS. No, Banda MS no, it's Los Recodos, and many more. But my heart has always been on Tejano and keeping Tejano alive, and keeping everybody working together. And you know, after 30 years, you kind of people get to know you, and you keep working. And I've been blessed to be working with people like La Mafia, like Duelo, like Palominos, like, you know, Intocable. I was just talking to Oscar. I was just, too many bands, and over the years, you know, we even after mistakes, that's why I enjoy having friends like Jim Luna. We made mistakes before, we work, and our heart is in Tejano music. You know, my heart is on Tejano music, and it's the people that I have that followed is Tejanos. And we've been working real hard to do events that are strictly Tejano.
Well, they got some people in the chat. They're like, bring some more rock and roll to Victoria.
We're trying. My father-in-law loves rock, and I'm going to try to do something.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I want to thank everybody who shared. I know a lot of people shared. It was something we talked about Monday morning, and we're already here Tuesday. You know, speaking of Frank, he didn't want it to go any further than today. A lot of things been happening, Frank, and you know, social media is the way people communicate nowadays, the way they get their news, and the video of you know, with people dealing with Salazar Promotions and the whole Jennifer Pena, it went viral really, really fast.
Yeah, and I wish it would have been different, but it is what it is. It came out the way it is. This started back in December. I'm gonna go before I get to the video. Before to that point,
Okay.
I was having an event in Puerto Vaca with Signo and Solido. Jesse Turner calls me right after, close to the event, a couple of days before. Hey, would you like to bring Jennifer, to Puerto Vaca? And I said, pero pa qué? Why? What for? We already have a sold out show. Why do it? We already have. Why spend the money? And said, no. Let's bring her. It'll be nice to. And how much? Let's give her 5,000. Espérate, güey. Because ¿dónde le vamos a dar 5,000? Why are we gonna do 5,000? Hey, Frank. People are gonna have a good time. And you know what? I want to help her. I think she's she needs help right now, and I want to help her, and I want to bring her in. And he goes, you'll give her 1,500. I'll give you some. And so I said, you know what? Let's do it. If it's going to be a great show, let's do it. If you're going to do that, then I'm willing to do that. So they get on stage and they're sparks, man. It was so like, man, she's badass. And both of them together to just amazing. And so I told him, I said, hey, why don't we do this again? Why don't we do it for Memorial Weekend? And he says, you know what? I'll call you in a few days. I'm going to work on something. I think I have a great idea that I want to pitch to Jennifer, and I think, it'll work. So I waited a couple of weeks, 3, 4, whatever it was. So I talked to Jesse again, and he goes, hey, we're doing a song, and we're going to be doing a tour. And then I said, let Victoria be one of them. Okay, so, and time passed, a few days passed. I talked to back then it was Jessica. I talked to Jessica about doing the show. She gives me a contract for the whole show. Both.
But she's no longer with the Signal camp,
no,
right?
she was not.
Okay.
So she gives me a contract just for Jennifer, and it's for $5,000. So and Signal actually went down. Jesse actually went down on his price so that we could fit Jennifer in it to do the show. And so, I got excited. Everybody wanted to see that show.
Frank, but when you say he goes down on his price, like, what explain that a little to me, because I mean that
okay.
He goes down his price. So, are they giving you a price together, or?
Well, it was together but separate, because even though that it was a together show, she got her own money and he got the rest.
Right.
So. I don't want to talk about, because I don't want to.
Yeah. No.
The price that he gave me, X amount of money, he charged me last year. He goes, hey, I'm going to go down a couple of thousand so we can fit, so you can give Jennifer the 5. So that's how it worked. I said, okay, let's do it. I'm excited. Everybody wants to see the show. That's what everybody wants to see. And to make a show, you want to bring shows that everybody wants to see. Every year you want to bring something different that's going to spark, a show. And that it makes everybody, the masses, to come to Victoria. Because we're out there. They don't have to come to Victoria. They come because if people come from everywhere as far as Florida, Washington, Chicago, California, it's because we bring something that they're not seeing somewhere else. Or else they just stay somewhere else, So I got excited. We started promoting it. A few weeks later, I get a call. And this is a contract, by the way, right here.
This contract you got right here?
And it says right there, by the way, I want you to see it. We can post it if you want to. But this is a $5,000 contract.
So, but this contract on the top, it doesn't, it has a different...
JT Entertainment.
Okay.
That's the contract. Okay. And as you can see, it's not something that was made up, because, they were touring. They were doing it.
Yeah.
In March 22nd, I get a call from Yvette now, from the JT Entertainment office, and it says, Frank, Jennifer, we have a little problem. We have Jennifer wants more money. And I said, what are you talking about? We already have a contract. well, she don't feel like that's enough. She wants more. And, Jesse is willing to give you a little bit so we can work it out. And, and I said, no. How much is the money that she wants? She wants, she wants $2,000 more to make it $7,000. And I said, you know what? Let's do it. I'll do it. Don't worry about it. I don't want no more problems. Let's just keep it going. Let's just, she goes, but we're willing to, Jesse wants, no. I can do it. So I send her.
I don't mean to cut you off, but at this time, you already have made posters. You already have
already had
the lineup up and stuff like that.
The way I do it, I start, because I don't finish the lineup because it keeps going, and then I'll be changing the poster.
Right.
So what I do, I put posters like a duelo confirm, a signal confirm, and I put signal and I start putting everybody confirm. And then as we're at the line, we're adding still people. And I wasn't finished because I still hadn't finished the contract with AB Quintanilla. That kind of took longer than all of them because we negotiated for a long time.
We'll talk about that too. So
yeah,
you guys,
we'll come back.
We're going to come back to the whole AB Quintanilla.
Man,
So
it's a lot. It's a whole bunch. This year was crazy. So I said, okay. So I sent her the $2,000, and this is right here. This is the with the two
deposits.
Two deposits, and they say to deposit Memorial Bash. Okay, so it continued. 2 weeks later, now I get a call. Hey, she's no longer with us. What are you talking about? She's not. We had a breakup, and she's not gonna work with it. I said, look, I have a contract and I have deposits. Either give me my deposit back or something, or something has to happen. I mean, this is. I said, man, So I still waited around a little bit because I didn't want to change the whole thing until I was still waiting for AB también. So, then we, everything. Then they break up, right? They do the breakup, and nobody calls me anymore. So I got a little antsy, and so I got Jennifer's phone number, and I called her myself. And I said, Mija, look, and we started. By the way, she is a very, very kind person. This is just this is a whole bunch of. But Jennifer is a very kind person. She kind of talked to me very professional and talked to me in a professional way, and we talk it over. And I said, Mija, look, I don't have anything to do with what's going on. But she goes, but I said,
but let's. You don't have anything with what's going on with Signal and her, right? That's what you're
Yes.
talking about right now. Okay.
With the whole fight or the breakup, I said I would still like to bring you, even if it's the day after or the day before or whatever you choose. She goes, yeah, but I can't play with Signal, So I said, Mika, look, even if you do just pictures and autographs, for a couple hours, I'm good with that. And she goes, and you're gonna give me the $7? I said, I'll give you the $7.
So even if she didn't show up to perform without a band or any of that, if she would have just shown up with merchandise, signed autographs, and took pictures with the people of Victoria, the people that came from Memorial Bash, your $7,000 you're talking about would have covered that. She would not even have to step foot on stage.
Nothing. And I told her like that. Okay. Then a couple of days later, she sends me this right here. And on the bottom, as you can see, that's a text saying, if I could get my musicians there for a 3 to 5 song set, can we fit it on the 25th? But we had the wrong name. And I said, okay. And so I said, okay.
3 to 5 songs, that's roughly, I don't know, Eddie, what do you think? About 18 minutes, 3 to 5 songs, depending.
But she said, 25 minutes,
Okay.
Okay, so 25 minutes. And then right here, okay, let me read it so I can. And this is another text saying, hey, I'm practicing with my band to do 3 to 5 songs, and then we're gonna do 30 to 45 minutes of autographs and stuff like that. And And then if you could put me, can you put me between Elida and AB, or can you put me between AB and, since we're only gonna do a small set.
Right.
And I said, let me check and everything, but I'm okay with, I agreed to wherever. Now I was gonna accommodate her, whatever, because I just wanted it to happen. I wanted it to happen.
Well, it sounds like you're bending over because whatever it takes to get Jennifer Pena to Riverside Park to the Memorial Bash for the fans, because I mean you've already told them Jennifer Pena is going to be there.
I was already invested into it. When you're investing in something and you already put it on the poster, the thing, especially the top half of the poster, that needed to be, I wanted it to be, stay there. I didn't want to change nothing. It was already something that we do every year. And sometimes you got the small bands or they change, but the top bands, it is really hard.
Right.
Especially with your big billing. And she was part of, not that she was the top bands, like David Lee Garza was closing out the show, La Mafia, and those were Ed Signo and AB. But she was part of the show. She ended up being part of that big show with Signo. So that's why it was part of something, that we started promoting very, very early in the thing. Now, I'm trying to do everything possible to keep it going. And as you can see, we got parts where we're going through the poster. This is the post that we do. When we don't do the big poster, we just put this. We put only like the single part and say, hey, this is, and that's instead of the poster. Everything was going fine. We'll go back to this in a minute about the AB Quintanilla. But what happened Thursday at 6:12, right here. At 6:12, I get a text. Now, Thursday, we are going full blast, at the park. It was so
getting everything set up for the weekend,
and the stage and the sound and everything. And now we got all the vendors coming in. It was crazy on Thursday. Now I had to get off that little gator and go to the office and talk to because I got a call from Adrian Gallegos. And this is Adrian Gallegos. I didn't know what he was. I just go over there and so I call him back, and he tells me, look, we have a problem, No, first he starts talking to me about, hey, what's the lineup and things like that. And I said, now, why you want to know this? And he goes, oh, because Jennifer has called me to help her with this show. What kind of help do you need? What do you need? Well, first of all, he goes, that money y'all giving her, the $7,000, is not enough to pay her band. And I said, look, bro, the band and all this stuff, I mean, what kind of band does she have? That $7,000 is not going to be able to pay for it. Well, it's not enough money. It was a bad deal. And, she wants more money, especially. But
the deal that you're talking about is a deal you already worked out with Jen. And you already had offered to pay the extra $2,000?
Yes, it was a 7. It was already changed twice. The money got changed once. The deal got changed twice because of now without the band, with the whole thing, changing the whole schedule so I could fit her somewhere in there. It already changed several. Now he's talking about, and I knew, I've been working with Adrian for a long time. He's hard, he's a hard ass, and so I tell him, and I'm gonna use some bad words, but I told him, al chile, ¿qué es lo que quieres? ¿Qué es lo que quieres? Ya, dime, what do you want? I know you're not calling me. Getting this call from Adrian was not gonna be a pretty call, especially. And now, I want to make this clear. I have never had a bad word, or I never had a fight with Jennifer. This is not things coming out of her mouth. This is coming out of Adrian's mouth, not Jennifer. And I know I'll show you. Well, then, Adrian is calling me and asking me, and when I told him, Chile, tell me what you want. What do you want? And he goes, she wants $15,000. I said, what are you talking about? You crazy? You're only gonna do 3 songs, 3 or 5. You're crazy. Well, because of that. And I said, I asked her, she could just do this or do that. And it's right here where she asked me if she could bring her band. And I said, okay. Now you're gonna hang me for that? You're gonna corner me? Well, what do you do the day before you open an event? It's not even 24 hours anymore. This is
12 hours probably.
It's especially when you're going 100 miles an hour. He knows because he's been there with me several times with his equipment. He had the stage and the equipment that I've always used for the last 10 years up to just to last year. It was his. I've been using his production all this time. And then he knows how crazy it's going. And I said, and for you to be calling me at this time, why? Why would you be calling me? At that moment, Clara Ramos walks in and listens to the rest of the conversation. And now she's
so in walks Clara, which is the lady that's in the video, that we're going to talk about. Yes,
and she's listening, and I told her stay out of it. Let me work this out. And then she gets to hear the other part. Man, I already gave her. I went from 5,000 to 7,000. And now Clara's all crazy, all in the back. Hey, hold on. And I said, and now you want 15,000? Where in this? How do you? Well, AB's not going to be there, so you should give her that money. I already gave AB a deposit, which I'm going to show you in a minute, too. I gave AB a deposit, and that ain't got nothing to do with her. It ain't got nothing to do with Jennifer.
The budget was already, I would assume that the budget was already made for the festival.
It's already been out of whack. This year we're spending more money than we ever spent in the history. Almost twice of last year. But I wanted to deliver a big show, and that this budget, that and even if there was money left, you don't ask somebody the day before, hey, I want that money. How are you entitled to that money? How is your artist entitled to that money? How do you say, okay, why did La Mafia didn't call me? Hey, AB's not gonna be there. I want more money, or Signo, or Duelo, or Elida. Elida's the one that actually went up on that set. She's the one that had to play AB's set. She didn't ask me for nothing.
Yeah.
Now they're innocent to all of this. None of these groups. They don't even. Nobody has anything to do with this except for me and
the Jennifer Pena camp.
Adrian Gallegos more than because. Like when yesterday he was mad because I call him a few words and I said, I call him a thief. And I said, and I did call you a thief because why would you be calling me the day before? This is extortion. This is theft. This is, you're cornering me. This is bad. And this is what I'm going through the Thursday, the night before of the event. And not everybody knows, but I have to do what I have to do to deliver a show. And it's extremely hard to do it sometimes, but I have to do it because I already put it. And now I had to do a real hard decision to, remove AB from the lineup. And now it would destroy the Sunday. So that is why Clara was so extremely mad.
So Miss Clara already had her walking in on the discussion with you and Adrian, and she heard the back end of that story. She was already she was already in her feelings. That's what we like to say, yes. Right? That Thursday, and so I'm assuming that she carried those feelings all weekend, and what we saw in that video was the end state of her feelings that she carried all weekend.
Now let me tell you something. Frank Salazar is Salazar Promotions, Memorial Weekend Bash. Clara Ramos is Mágica, Mexican-American Joint in Community Affairs, and then she also helps an organization called by the name of Crossroads Fallen Heroes, which they do the ceremony for the on the Saturday, the ceremony for the veterans and for the fallen heroes and for the armed forces. She does all of that, and I donate. Memorial Weekends donates towards that to have that event, that, and We are two identities. But Clara Ramos is the one, for over 20 years, she's been fighting side by side with me to give me a word, to give me a voice in the community. Because I wasn't always treated, with I feel like with respect or things. So she always makes sure that all the contracts and everybody, that I follow the
You're following the rules set by the city.
The rules by the city, the rules by the permits, all the permits from the health department, fire department, and EMS. We have a lot of different rules. So she's always there to make sure that and then to defend me or to push me to, hey, you got to get it right because I'm not going to be fighting this. So she's always fighting for one thing or another. Yes, she could have said it different.
Frank, I saw the video. I saw the video, and the video. A lot of people. A lot of people. Saw it. Everybody. Everybody saw it, and everybody has their opinion. And I'm going to give you my opinion, and then I'll let you go off of what I saw. My opinion was that. First of all, I'll throw it out there. I don't think that video should have ever been released.
Yes, sir.
Ever. That's my own personal opinion.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, the way Miss Clara came to Jen, for me, right, was unprofessional.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the way she was talking to her, whatever. I get it. You're upset. You're in your feelings. But at the same time, when you're doing business, right, you're a businessman.
Exactly.
I mean, you've said it 3 or 4 times already tonight. You're a businessman. So when you're doing a business transaction, you can never let your emotions and your feelings get the best of you. And I think whoever was recording caught Miss Clara in her emotions, and they caught her at her worst. And maybe she is a very wonderful, nice lady, and she does a lot of nice things. But in that moment in time that was captured, however long that video was, right? It wasn't. You know what I mean? And so people saw that, and the people that are Jennifer fans, you're a Jennifer fan, I'm a Jennifer fan.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people are going to side on Jennifer's side, not knowing anything that you've discussed here tonight.
Exactly.
Right? They're going to side just because of the way that she was approached, and rightfully so. I agree with them 100%. Now, at the same time, after talking to you and listening to everything, okay, I get it. I understand. But, the video itself was just, for me, it was uncalled for.
Yes.
Right? Because at the end of the day, this is, and take it for what it's worth, Frank, but at the end of the day, the way I see it, outside looking in, if that video would have never came out,
yes, exactly,
we wouldn't have almost 2,000 people watching the show right now,
exactly,
just on one platform. So, people were upset about the video, and of course, you're gonna have both sides. They're gonna swing on both sides. But at the end of the day, I found it very unprofessional. And I've talked to Miss Clara. She was very nice to me. Like she was very nice. I saw her interact with you. She was very nice. But I think those emotions from Thursday carried through, and they caught her. They caught her at the wrong time. Now the recording of the video. Does Frank Salazar think that was necessary?
I don't think so. No, well, I don't think so. But another thing, the video was not hidden. It was the people from Extreme something.
Extreme Tejano.
Yeah, they had it, and they thought they were going in for something else or whatever. It was caught, and did Clara feel like? Now I cannot talk for her, right? I don't talk for her. I don't put. And if anybody knows, if anybody in Victoria knows Clara, and a lot of people know her there.
But what is she most known for? What did she do?
Fighting for rights.
Fighting for people's rights.
Fighting or giving. She gave me my voice. My voice to be able to defend myself. I would never defend myself. I would never defend myself at the city or anything. So she's always felt like she's always had to defend me all these years, and I love her for that. But Clara is Clara. Clara is gonna be Clara no matter today, tomorrow, the next day. Out of memory, she's always gonna speak her mind, and she held it. She goes, I try to hold it. I just try to hold it. It was just eating me inside, and I had the opportunity to tell her, and I was gonna tell her who she is. Well, at the time, for me to go back and forth that, hey, who could have, who should have, it's already a done deal.
It's done deal.
And when I talked to you, I was sitting. When I talked to you, I said, oh, wow, it's out. And it went crazy.
I was literally right in front of you.
Yeah,
I'm the one that told you.
I didn't even.
I'm gonna say, have you seen this? And you looked at me like with these eyes, like, dude, are you serious? And the phone calls came in after that. Now, Frank, the Salazar Promotions and the trailer. I want to find a separation there because I don't think it's fair for you, Frank Salazar, Salazar Promotions, to get slammed for what happened in that trailer. One. Two, my question for you is, why wasn't Frank Salazar in that trailer paying Jennifer Pena?
Because, okay, one of the other parts that Clara does for me is that she gets the money for the hotel monies. The hotel monies give you a big old form and where it says what the expenses are. Every single expense.
And this is from the city, right? The city needs they need a.
It's from the
the visiting, the taxes and all that, like the hotel taxes and stuff like that.
It's a hotel tax money,
right?
And it's from the Visitors Bureau, and that's how you. So you have to put all your expenses, and you put the possible expenses, and then you have to put the expenses, the accurate expenses, and you have to have a receipt for every single thing. She's the one in the middle of it. She's the one that goes through that one every year, and she's the one that takes the forms here and all receipts of every band that got paid.
Okay.
And so that's what she does. She gives them the money, gets the receipt, and that's what she makes sure that everything is accurate. Now, she didn't know. Thursday night, she didn't know that I had gone from 5,000 to 7,000. I did that from my account. As you can see, that's from Frank. And I did it, and I didn't even tell her. I was a little embarrassed because I was, that,
you were undermining
so
what she said, pretty much.
And well, I do what I do. I'm sorry. She does I do what I do. And a lot of times I just jump in to make things happen. Let's do it. And I just gonna jump and that's it. I don't control her. She don't control me. We're two different people, but I know what she meant. I know why she was hurting. It could have been done a different, yes. It's too late for me to do anything anymore. And the one thing I can say is that I don't want this to go and everybody, Jennifer is a lady. She's a single mom. She's a great person. She's a single mom and everything. But the truth is the truth. She hide it, and I don't know if she's listening to one of these guys or Adriano. I don't know because she's not the one that called me. It was Adrian that called me, and he's the one that told me. So, everything that would. And I'll show you about the Adrian when he said, "Hey, the money that he wanted and everything." Now, she was emotional. She was, and everything came out the wrong way. It wasn't the way it was supposed to. But the video put it out there, and and I'm sorry for that. I didn't want. I wish that would have never happened, but it did, and it is out there, and I just want to put the truth of why it
escalated inside that
and I think
trailer.
Maybe it would have been and I don't know why everybody ended up right there. I don't even know why everybody was in the damn trailer. That was not my trailer. That was actually Javier Vasquez's trailer. And I think he let her borrow to change. And I think they made her that made her trailer.
Okay.
So So it was not even in my office. None of this was happening in one of our offices.
So is it? And I'm asking as a fan of the music, is it common practice that a band gets paid after they perform? I mean, if I'm a band, I'm an artist, and if there was this many changes in what we talked about, and you know, maybe her manager gave her a price that he said to her that you agreed to, so she's going into this festival thinking that you agreed to a price that her manager told her, right?
Okay.
Now, if I was in those shoes and I had a team, I'd be goddamn if I'm going to step 1 foot on a stair going up a stage until I have my funds in my pocket.
Well, you know, you see me there on the side of the stage the whole
Right.
time. I never left. We were on the side of the stage.
You had your family there. I saw your
Yeah.
daughters up there.
And-
Everybody's having a good time.
But if it would have been before or after, the fact that what I was gonna pay, what I owe her, the deal that I have with her, and that day she had 2 managers. Now Adrian, even Monday, he said he was not her manager. It was handled the wrong way. I made a deal with her, a second deal and a third deal, and the deal was I was gonna give her $7,000. If you wants to perform, fine. You don't want to perform, fine. Just give autographs. That's the deal. Being cornered or being extorted for more money is wrong. Before the performance, after the performance, it's a wrong.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I was on that team and there was any kind of confusion of money, like, I'm not singing one note. None of my band is getting on the stage until I got what I was promised. Now, if that would have happened and the argument would have ensued, like, hey, man, you're whatever the amount difference was or whatever is not here, and she doesn't perform, okay, well, then you can sign autographs and
Exactly.
take pictures. Now, for me, as a person who attended the Memorial Bash, I would have been one pissed off Mexican.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would have been. You know what I mean? And at the end, that would have been something that you would have to face.
And that's something you face at the time of control or before. Now, everybody was there. La Mafia was there at 10. Elida was there at 10. Lucky Joe was there around that same time. Everybody was there. You were there.
Yeah.
And you didn't see her get there till about 5 something. You know, that's when they got.
Well, Frank, and I'm being fair. I'm being a mutual person here. Like, one thing that I did see, the band was there,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I love you, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
I didn't see maybe the same attention as far as like get your butt on this stage and, hey, this is what you need, right? To get. I'm again outside looking in. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one the only one that seemed like that. But at the end of the day, she still played the allotted time. Late or not, she played the allotted time that she told you she was going to play. She played, and you as a promoter, you know that in festivals, people show up late. Shit happens. You got to bump people up, bump people back. That happens. It happens everywhere.
When I said about late, it was not. I was, hey, get here. Let's take care of the paperwork and let's talk about, what's being said. That's all I'm saying. The being late about I've been doing this for so long. We've had so many changes. There's a lot of things going on. We adapt to it. The stage gets adopted. You get the people to do other stuff on stage while let's get this thing. It was late. And whatever it was, there's a reason, but whatever it was, it doesn't have nothing to do. She gave the 25 minutes that she said she was going to do. And I was happy. I loved the show.
The show was badass. She ended it with the confetti. The people went crazy. She brought up younger kids to come up there. The show was awesome.
And I was in the back just with like everybody else. Now, she finished, went to give but we were running a little bit late, and so what happened? Elida needed to go back on stage, and I told her go ahead and go take care of this while I take care of the Elida deal. I didn't know everything that happened till after it happened. That's when Clara came back to the stage, and she was like puffing, and she told me what had happened. That she just had to tell her what she did. But the money that I made a deal with her got paid.
Right.
I gave her the $7,000, which is a $2,000, $5,000 that day, and I think that if she would have, I have respect for her. We had a good crowd. Everybody was doing good. If she would have talked to me, hey man, I'm a little short. I had to bring the band, but it actually cost me more or something. And if it would have been, instead of getting trying to get for 15,000 or something like that, nobody.
Well, for 25 minutes, that's kind of high.
Nobody, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna ask for a couple of. I think I jumped on the 2,000 right away without a problem. Yeah, give it to her. And I think, that's what Clara said. Hey, Frank would have given it to, but not me.
Well, I heard her on the video. She says Frank would have promised you the world, but Frank's not the one paying you here.
Well, he was paying right there, but at the end of the day, if I wanted to, I would have, and I would have if I wanted to. If it would have different circumstances, if talk to me right, even if that day she would have showed up, hey Frank, whatever. I think something just worked out. That's the part of the negotiation.
But the phone call was just the wrong way of going about it.
Getting a call from Adrian, once again, I'm gonna say it. I didn't get a call. Now, I have here where Jennifer says, hey, but I seen it afterwards, and I said. Where she says, hey, Adrian is gonna, call you. He's now helping me. And I said, okay. And then send me the thing. And I said, I already called him. And she's okay, great. And that's, that was, I had already talked to him, and that's, sure.
Well, right before the show, I don't, maybe an hour or so before the show started, Jen posted. She posted something. She posted her statement on the whole situation. Eddie, we got the post. There it is. I'm sure you guys can go by reading it, but I don't want to read it word for word. But you know what? I'll read it word for word. I'm an independent professional in this industry, fully aware of my worth. The only reason this deal was done with no contract was because I was eager to come through for her fans. Even on a previously negotiated and canceled deal, from your opinions, if you must, but if I sincerely hope that your mothers, wives, sisters, or daughters never experienced the bullying I endured. Attempts to humiliate through small-minded name-calling and belittle my value were and will always be in vain, as I will always advocate for myself and will not portray as a greedy, sneaky, or ungrateful. For doing so, you guys got to bear with me because it's far away. For suggestions that when time and space become available, be hired for all full set, instead give the fans what I believed they wanted and deserved. Ultimately, my intention was pure, and everything that I do is for them. Consider the intentions of individuals who entered my trailer with the hidden camera, attempted to provoke a reactive altercation in order to malign my name and create a false and inaccurate narrative. This behavior is despicable, disturbing, and dangerous. I gladly showed up and delivered my best for the fans that night, and I'm always grateful for their love, support, and encouragement. In the end, my character speaks for itself and always will. #fuerte. Please excuse my reading, guys. I actually do read a little bit better than that. It's really, really far away. Frank, that's I could see that coming from her heart, and I know she's referring directly to just the video, right? Yeah. But my purpose, not purpose, but I consider you a friend, and I personally didn't like that Salazar Promotions was getting thrown around like that. Yeah. And that's when you were like, hey, you know what? I want to talk about what happened. I mean, rightfully so. People always say there's this story, there's that story, and then and somewhere in between is the truth, right?
Look, I work with Elida. I work with many other artists, Devin, and I've never have anybody will ever say anything from me, because and as you can see, and you were there, I give everybody the same respect. I give everybody hugs and kisses and everything. I respect everybody. I always want to, especially the woman, a lady. She, did it come as a greedy every time more money? It makes you look greedy. Makes you that there's never enough, and you wait for an opportunity to get more, even though that's not what you had already agreed. Not only one time, and then we went up, and then I did have another conversation, and I want to bring this up. When the whole AB thing happened, with AB Quintanilla, she did ask, hey, well, you're going to have that money, so give it to me, and I'll do it. Espérate, that's not you.
That's not the way this works.
No, it doesn't work like that. It's somebody else needs to be in that position, somebody bigger in that position.
Right.
I mean, you have never performed other than performing with Signal. I wasn't gonna. You couldn't. Fill
Right. You weren't gonna put her in that slot.
So, it comes apart sometimes that you do look like, hey, there's never enough. I think I was fair. I don't think I was unfair. I had already dealt with the prize, and I went up on the prize with no. I didn't flinch. I gave it to her, and I think I could have done a little bit. If she would have asked, I would have done something, but she didn't ask. She didn't call me. She got the bully. If you're gonna talk about bully, she got Adrian to bully me. So talking about bullying, you gotta get somebody like Adrian that I've dealt with him for many years. I had to deal with him many years with Signal to extort, to get an opportunity to get 15. Not only 7, it went from 7 to 15. Where is that right? That's what makes it look very, very wrong. I had to live with this since Thursday. And bite my tongue and give the people the show and run the show.
It was a badass show.
And then you seen me. Where's Frank? Frank, I'm all over the place. I sweated. I was sweated from head to toe. You seen me. I'm not there in an office waiting or anything or somewhere. No, I'm out there working, trying to get everything situated and everything. And she did a hell of a job. I was there with her. I was there at the stage. I'm not saying.
He even took pictures with her before she went on stage. Did you take pictures with Jennifer?
No, I didn't.
You didn't take no pictures with her?
No, because they didn't want nobody.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They kicked out even Elida's people.
They got everybody.
Else.
They got everybody out of there.
So we stayed on this side, and they cleared that other side, and that's what happened. So, we were all on this side. We waited for her to get on stage. Beautiful entrance. A lot of times, what you said about the whole thing, they were there. Everything was already set. That's why.
Gotcha.
They were waiting on the side. The only reason they were waiting was because they called previously that they wanted the cannons for the confetti.
The C2. They needed the C2 for the cannons.
CO2 wasn't
the
there.
CO2.
Yeah. The CO2 didn't get there. So they were there waiting for the CO2 to get there. So the CO2 got there late, and that's why. Not that they weren't paying attention. They were only waiting for that CO2. So not till the CO2 got there and got connected, then they started.
Then they did the
show. Everything was already set.
But for the record, she didn't knock the time off. Like, she played what she said that she was going to play.
Oh, she did.
It's just the unfortunate thing that happened was the incident in the trailer, and that somebody recorded it. At the end of the day, that's the drama here. And then of course, this right here, Frank, like. You guys get a bad name, right? And not just yourself, like promoters in general, right? The first word in the dictionary, if you look promoter next to it, it's going to have a snake.
Rata.
Or a rat. One of the two, it's going to have those, right? But,
Look.
I saw in black and white. It is what it is, right? So, everybody, like, You did not agree with what happened in the professional that was discussed the way it was discussed in the trailer. You made that clear.
I was not gonna give her an extra penny. Not the way they did it. I was not gonna give her a penny more. I gave and did it and changed the whole thing again. Changed the contract. Changed the deal. And then changed from no band to another band to move everybody around. And I wasn't gonna do any more. I don't think that nobody should. This is unprofessional. This is, if anything is unprofessional. I've been doing this for 30 years. Never in 30 years has somebody done this. No one. Come back the day before you open a show and send somebody, to try to extort you or to bully you into giving them more money. She is worth every penny, and she might be worth 35, 40, 50 grand in places. But in this case, we already had a deal, and we changed that together. But this time it was me and her, and we made an agreement, and that's why I brought everything. The good thing in America, and this is, I'm used to everything, and everybody has the right to say, and I'm good with it. I'm good if you're gonna say something about me or say, but nobody can say anything about the show that I always deliver. I deliver a great show and give them for a lot less. And I, sometimes I go overboard. Like on this one, I went overboard. But I always pay. The reason I always pay, and I just like I did this time to her, what I promised her, every single penny I gave it to her. I wasn't gonna do anymore. And I feel bad for the whole way that things went. But it's not gonna be. I think that it should be next time. It should be handled or called a different way.
I think at the end of the day, there's just too many hands in the cookie jar. Is like the easiest way to put it. And everybody was grabbing for the cookie, and that's the way I see it. Now, I want to say this because we are a Tejano podcast. And I love supporting our cultura and our music. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, even through this, I try to find some positivity, right? Look, Jennifer Pena is definitely a breath of fresh air coming into our industry. And people are gonna say, well, why did you have this show if you're look, this is just because Frank's a friend of mine, and it's not right for people to get their name trampled on when you see it for yourself or see. So I just wanted him to be able to explain himself on what happened. I would have loved to have Miss Claire here, but she's got an agent and all kinds of nothing crazy. So next year, Frank, there should be a T-shirt at the mall that says "Where's Frank?" I think if you make those shirts with Salazar Promotions in the back, they might sell. They might sell.
I had a staff shirt. Because I'm working just like everybody else. The circumstances, I'm sorry, that I think, a lot of things could have been done, but could have, should have, would have is out the window now. I think Jennifer for coming back to Tejano music, for supporting Tejano music. I think she's gonna go she's gonna do a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
There's a better way to doing things, and not like this. You can't change the deal. But she's gonna do a lot of things, and I wish her the very, very best. Adrian, I wish you the very best too. And I wish everybody. She's a single mom, and a very talented lady.
Yeah.
And I don't wish her bad. I wish her the best. I just wanted to clarify this. And then kind of clear maybe, why, Clara was very, very upset at the whole thing. And she loses it. She's a very, she's a very emotional
she's got a temper.
lady. And she's just going to go. And once she always calls it, once she gets the bone, she's like a dog on a bone. She's not going to let you go. She's going to go. And I was but she just, got her emotions, but she's a good person, and she's always got a good, good heart. She's always fought for everybody. She's fought for, man, she didn't let the mayor be a mayor for a year.
Yeah, that's what I was asking you earlier. I heard that. I heard she didn't let the mayor of Victoria become a year for a year.
And nobody's going to stop her. Nobody can stop her. When she makes a decision to go after something, that's all on her. Clara is an adult. She does her own decisions.
Yeah.
And we all live by our decisions. We all live, every decision has consequences. There's a lot of decisions that I've made that I have to live with, and I have, consequences. That's where I want to talk to you about the decision that I made over A.B. Quintanilla.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we kind of squashed the Jennifer Pena thing. You guys heard it from Frank Salazar side. We read the Jennifer her post, and again, man, I wish. I had Jennifer Pena, my biggest show yet. Up to today, Frank, you say you guys need to get Frank on your, I don't know, play triangle on your band or something. But yeah, people came out to hear Frank.
I'm sorry,
but no, I wish Jennifer Pena nothing but the best. Again, like I said, she is a breath of fresh air for our onda, and you know, I hope this kind of goes away and people move on and support each other, support Tejano music, and we're done with that. We're gonna go into part 2, right? Part 2 being the infamous Mr. A.B. Quintanilla and the whole Cumbia All-Star. They were going to play. They weren't going to play. They were going to play. They weren't going to play. Frank, what the hell happened with A.B.?
First of all, Mr. A.B. Quintanilla, I love him. You know, I've always been a big fan of Mr. Quintanilla, A.B. Quintanilla. Every time that he's been at the Memorial Weekend Bash, because it's not the first time, he's put on a hell of a show, left everything on the stage, and it's been great every single time. But we try to bring them every 2 or 3 years, and that's how we've been doing it. When the word, like he said the other day, you know, foresee and circumstances, foresee, maybe I'm saying it wrong, maybe.
Unforeseen circumstances.
Unforeseen circumstances. I start this in November, right? And you start getting bands November, December, January, February. AB, we didn't sign AB we didn't get him until February, March, April, somewhere. It took a long time to get him. But what I didn't foresee, that he was going to have a meltdown or he was going to have problems in San Antonio and create chaos and before the gossip before Memorial Weekend now, and that's what happened with him. And I've been talking to Mr. Robert Garcia, you know, from the very beginning. That's the one that I did the contract with, the negotiations.
That's his manager? That's A.B. Quintanilla's manager?
I think he is or not. I mean, that's the one I've been talking to, you know, for the whole thing.
I got you.
And he's the one that, and I talked to AB first, but then that's the one he appointed for, you know, to continue the negotiations. Not only for this, but I was trying to get him, we had a deal for him in Canada. And
Frank Salazar Promotions does stuff in Canada, dog?
I was going to do for a friend over there that has...
Pinche international, too.
Ya me fui. That's international. Because in Mexico...
So before you go on about AB, I want to bring people up to speed because maybe there's 1 or 2 people on here that didn't know where this whole AB thing came from. AB Quintanilla came to our Tejano explosion that we have during our fiesta here in our beautiful city of San Antonio. They do it down at Cattleman Square. And he got into it with the VIP or with the crowd. He just had a moment, man, where he just kind of, you know, he let out what was on his mind. And, you know, even when he did that, people gave you answers because I didn't disagree with a lot of things that he was saying.
I don't disagree.
But it just wasn't the right place and the right time, and especially not there at Explosion, right? But he interacted with the crowd. It was ugly. People recorded again. Social media. You know, you can't do anything because people are there to record it. It's not like back in the day, well, you weren't there, nobody recorded, he say, she say, he kind of goes away. No, when it's on video, it's on video. So, you know, AB kind of got into it with the crowd. AB left. I mean, a lot of the crowd, the VIP left. AB continued to play. And, you know, he just said so many different comments. And I think the city of San Antonio, the Tejano industry really really, bro? Like
I was in Pearland. Well, you were there in Pearland with La Mafia.
That was the Saturday that was the only day that I didn't go to Explosion. I was with Jim Luna and Quarter Moon with La Mafia up in Pearland when this happened, man. So when that happens, Frank, some people will say, and I'll say for people in the industry, that is not a tornado, that is not a hurricane, that is not a rainstorm, that is not a windstorm. Unforeseen circumstances that I've seen in contracts are usually something that you can't control.
Exactly.
Right? So Salazar Promotions, you're here telling me that, you know, because of his behavior, because of his actions, because of the the backdraw he got from public, you started questioning having him for your festival.
I send this to the next day. I send this to Robert. Hey, bro, this is crazy, man. I sent him the video and goes, oh, that was just one video. And I said, no, there's more. And I kept on saying, bro, this is getting out of control. And now people are sending it to me. They're not telling me nothing. They're just everybody sending me the damn videos and all kinds of videos from all kind of angles. And they're sending it to me. Nobody's saying nothing. They're just sending me the video. That was early Sunday. And we were just talking. And he said, it's going to blow over. It's going to blow over. Me, myself, I thought it was going to blow over. And some people said, hey, bad publicity is good publicity. Let it go. And it's all bringing publicity to Victoria and stuff like that. And I said, I don't know about that, but, let's just play it by ear. So we play it by ear. And we keep going, and we still keep hearing, and we keep hearing things, and people call and say bad things. Hey, I'm going to go to Victoria. I'm going to let that, I'm going to let him hear what I have to say. And, hey, man, be cool, man. He's cool. He just, and I told him, hey, I even put up in the post, I know that he's got issues, got bipolars.
Yeah.
This is not the first time. And I went there to defend him and stuff like that. But it comes to a time that you couldn't defend him anymore. Because
It was beyond being able to defend him.
So I had to back off and so I waited and waited and waited. We were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We waited until Cinco de Mayo. We were there in Cinco de Mayo, and there's people are announcing the lineup and stuff like that. And then they said AB Quintanilla and the Cumbia All Stars, and people just like all on cue. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Robert. I said, hey, Robert, this is what's going on, bro. Oh man, I want to talk to AB. So he talked to AB about the whole thing, and I said, then the thing with Dallas happened. Then more people started sending me, and then more people started calling me. Now we're gonna go over there, and now we're gonna see. And
Stop right there. People were calling you. They were threatening that they were gonna, disrupt your festival in a sense, right?
And in a way, they said they were gonna let him hear. That's.
And I want to go to a comment. I saw a comment. I just briefly looked down and saw a comment that says, hey, he didn't have no issues here in Houston Sunday. Okay, you're not going to have any issues when you do a surprise same day event and you give the people a few hours that you're going to be there. You do what they call a pop-up, right? Those people that would probably cause commotion, you're not giving them enough time to get there and cause commotion. So you're probably not going to have, something bad happen. You know what I mean?
Now, look, you got to make decisions. Sometimes you make decisions. Sometimes they're not the right decisions. But when you make a decision, you have to live with that decision. And like I told you, everything has consequences. And I made a decision. Nobody else made the decision to cancel or to get him off the lineup. I did. And the reason I did it was for safety. For his safety too, and the safety of the crowd, the kids, and everybody there. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he would have performed and he would have blown the roof off. But as things are coming and you're seeing things, and it's kind of like, hey man, if you got this red flag all wiping and hitting you on the face, maybe you should think about it. And that's what I did. I had to make a decision, and it was hard because it took me. I'm a big fan of AB, and for everybody, I've always, and I even talked to him before this. AB deserves a lot of respect for everything he's done since Salinas, Cumbia Kings, Cumbia All-Stars. He's done productions, he's done so much with Juan Gabriel and Karim Leon and all these people. He's taken Tejano around the world, but the circumstances right now were bad. They were not the right decision, the circumstances to bring him. I think that, things needed to cool down and maybe bring him next year. Or the following.
Did you maybe the camel that broke the ¿cómo se dice? The straw that broke the camel's back? You did the Cinco de Mayo celebration that was a big success there in Victoria, and rumor was that when they announced the people playing for the Memorial Bash, that when AB's name came up, the crowd went crazy, like bad, like they
were booing him, and so I said, and the fact is, I knew that a lot of people from San Antonio was coming to Victoria for Memorial. There was a lot of people. San Antonio was in Victoria, and I said, and this is all Victoria people here. There was people around the town, right, but not like Memorial Weekend. Now I said, okay, so. Man, this is not gonna look good. And when that guy, so the guy that was, hey, we were gonna go to Dallas to, me and a bunch of people, we're gonna go to Dallas and we're gonna let him hear it. But I guess we're going to Memorial Weekend back. I said, no, man, don't come on.
Right.
So, I had to make a choice, and I made it. And I'm very sorry if I put anybody in, in any inconvenience. It just had to be done. I think on that part, I think people can understand why I did it. I don't think there's much more to say, but
Frank, just to reiterate what you said, by you doing that on your own, you're breaching the contract that you wrote, exactly. Right? Because the way, for the people that don't know, a band, once you put that deposit, you pay the deposit, and you do the contract, that date's already wiped from their calendar. Right, they already have that in the budget. I'm making this amount of money that day, right? And how many days did you cancel it before?
Man, we have been talking for weeks and weeks. This thing about the surprising, this is not surprising, and because it's even what's in
where you said that he learned that he was canceled, but from the internet.
See, and that's Robert sending, hey, please send me, and that we can keep the deposit. Look. This is Robert's saying it, so this is not a surprise or anything like that. He's saying, "Hey, can you put it in writing and stuff?" And I know that he was saying it so to get him prepared for a lawsuit or something like that. If you're gonna sue, hey, I have to live with my decisions, and I will live with my decisions. I will say, I cannot put the people in danger. I can't put, if somebody's gonna throw cans or something like that, or we stir up. I can, if the guy's not in control, he's telling you himself, I'm a bipolar, and what about if he happens there? I think that and look, he did a good show, and I never said nothing about his band not having a band. I know that he had lost Eddie, but I know he can put a band together. That wasn't even the case.
David Quintanilla.
He's David Quintanilla, so he can get it, and he had the musicians to fulfill any kind of, but it was not it was not the band or nothing, or the opportunity, or that I didn't give him enough chances. He was telling me, hey, Robert was telling me, he's practicing. He's going to go. He's going to show up anyways. And he's going to show up whether you like, and let the people, I said, I don't know. I said, do whatever you have to do, but he's not going to go on stage because of this. And I told him, hey, I'm scared that something's going to happen to him, or something's gonna happen to somebody there that gets pushed around and gets something.
Well, here's the thing, Frank, by you doing that, and I side with you, you're keeping the public in check. But not only that, there's other bands that gotta play, right? And some bands they don't want that drama. They don't want to be up there and people the crowd riled up because you brought somebody that they didn't approve of, right? Yeah. And again, you're a man sitting here saying, I got to stand by my decisions, whatever the decision is, whatever happens, whatever comes of it. But for the record, you did pay the deposit.
It's right here, bro. This is a deposit. This is a wire this is where you fill up to send a deposit. So I sent him, and I knew I wasn't gonna get that back. I'm not gonna get that back, and they know. That's why he wrote, hey, can we keep the deposit?
Right.
I wasn't, I'm not the only one that canceled A.B. Quintanilla. he was canceled.
Yeah, other
across the
places.
board.
Yeah.
I know that they're gonna try to sue, and by me saying what I said right now, hey, I canceled them. They didn't cancel, but I'm not gonna lie. Even if I put my own self in jeopardy for him to sue me, I am not gonna lie. But I will say in court, I'll go to court and I'll say why. Everybody's seen it. You're gonna put something like that on jeopardize the people, and I have to live with that decision. And I'm putting it on record here, which is worst thing I could have done. I'm gonna do it because that's me. I'm gonna say the truth. What happened, and that's what happened.
Well, I wanna read this comment. Rennie Gomez says, "Why wait to the last minute to cancel him? You knew about the show in San Antonio. Why put the fans and his band in that situation? Period." Well, you've already made a deposit. Like if that was your money. You know what I mean? And you want to give, he just said over and over again, this whole time we had the show, like he wanted to give the public the show that he said that he was going to bring. And I know people feel that way. Like, I mean, if you waited till the last minute, that would have been not a cool thing that you did. But at the same time though, you got to take it in consideration that you were trying to like, man, do I do this? Don't I do this? Do I do this? Don't I do it? And at the end, hey, the safest thing to do was to pull it. This is one of those things, Frank, is damn if you do and damn if you don't. You'll never be.
This was way before the fact. This is way before San Antonio. That's why you don't foresee, that he's going to get into problems.
So you're saying the contract was signed way before, and you're saying that the situation that happened here in San Antonio, you're considering was an unforeseen circumstance that could have been dangerous for your public. It could have been dangerous for your other bands that were going to play. It could have been dangerous for all your crew.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong. The unforeseen circumstances. Maybe I'm using it in the wrong term, but you get what I'm saying. I didn't see this coming. I would have never expect this was going to happen, but he did. And he, of all people, knew that this is not something, that everybody knew that this happened. I knew, and it was dangerous for me. Now, I was hoping for this to be over. And I didn't want to keep him, and I didn't wait till the last minute. We've been working and talking. Right after Cinco de Mayo, we started talking to Robert. Hey, Robert, this is looking bad. I don't think we should do this. We should, hey, let me talk. And yeah, the guys are, he said, the guys are practicing. They're going to try to do a show with they're nonstop, that there's no breaks, so like that. And I said, okay, well, it's just brewing up. It's brewing up. It's getting worse. It's getting worse, to where I said, hey, man. But that's something we have been talking about. We were, keeping tabs on it.
But there was never a conversation between you and actual A.B. Quintanilla. It was between you and Mr. Robert Garcia, who was representing A.B. Quintanilla and the Cumbia All-Stars.
Robert Garcia is the one that's been talking to. Yeah. The initial conversation back in January, January is when he got with Zeddy. I talked to ABA. I'm gonna be bringing you for the memorial. Oh yeah, we're gonna kill it. I talked to AB. Himself. You don't always catch him. He's real busy, but I talked to him, and I like AB. I am so sorry that this had to happen this way, and I thought he was going to understand, the circumstances. Yeah. But it is what it is, and I have to live with it.
So Salazar Promotions going to live to see another day. Right?
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, everybody that tuned in tonight, this is the biggest that we've ever had here on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, and we're here with the promoter. We're not even here with the Tejano artist, which proves my point, too, Frank.
Okay.
Tejanos, we love drama, bro. Cheeseman, right? But make sure you guys are going out there supporting Tejano music. Everybody that came out to the Memorial Weekend Bash, it was a complete success. The humidity was there. It didn't go nowhere, and neither did the people, right? Neither did the people. Big shout out to Vic Gonzalez. You gave out a bunch of awards under Vic Gonzalez. Everybody that got an award out there who is doing something for Tejano music. I was actually one of the recipients. That's why you're on Frank's side. Porque you a recipient. No, man, You know, I'm mutual when it comes to all these things. Honestly, I am. You know, even off camera, when I talk to Frank, he gives me the look like what? Like you're not agreeing with me? Like, you know. But that's what I do, man. This is what we do. I want to keep the Tejano fans up to date. What's going on? But the way we supported tonight, let's support shows. Let's support artists. Again, we're not here to bash anybody. You know. Please go out there and support Jennifer Pena. Yes. Go out there and support AB Quintanilla when he comes back on the road. Like, and on AB's thing, like, people make mistakes, man.
Yes.
You know, people make mistakes.
Come back stronger,
yeah, I get it. You know, but we're Tejano music, man. Let's stand behind our cultura. Let's stand behind our music. Shit's gonna happen. I mean, what happened in that trailer happens in people's families all the time, right? People argue, people fight. But we find a way to make up and get through life and move on. And I think this is the same thing that's going to happen here. So to everybody who watched tonight, I greatly appreciate you for making. I told you, Frank, you were going to break world record. Hey, Eddie, that's it, bro. We're only promoting one day ahead of the show. I think it works. We just promoted one day and we got this many views. But no. Tomorrow, right here live, 7:30, Savannah V, Bumpers Wacky Wednesday will be on time. So you guys come by and check it out. It's going to be a great show. Frank, I'm going to give you the mic before I say goodnight. I'm going to give you the mic. Any thank yous, anything you want to say, anything you want to get off your chest?
I want to say thank you.
The mic is yours.
To all the fans that came out. You know, everybody that came out, that were there with us in the heat. It was crazy hot. And people stay there. I do things every year. I've been doing this for 30 years. And everybody knows that I work extremely hard to bring the best to Victoria, to a little bitty town, Victoria. And for that weekend, we always try to be the event, you know, for that weekend, for the Memorial Weekend. And Victoria is a great town with great people that host and have a good heart. And ready to have and show people how we do it, you know, in Victoria, how friendly we are, you know, everybody. And I do, even my grandkids, my daughters, they're all in the crowd. We do it for the family, for the new people that are coming to Tejano music. All I always wanted was to keep Tejano alive. And I don't want nobody, you know, hating on Jennifer or on Clara. They're both ladies. It was just a misunderstanding. Not misunderstanding, but it was something that shouldn't happen. But I wish Jennifer well, and I thank Clara for, you know, always being so passionate about everything she does. And believe me, I'm gonna work harder and harder to keep doing things better. And I'm sorry if I put anybody or anything like that. I just wanted to, you know, clarify the truth, you know, which is the numbers and everything. And I think that, you know, we should get past this as soon as possible. And believe me, I give everybody, if you have something to say, bad, good, what, it's not gonna bother me. That's just part of life. When you put yourself in this business, it opens the door for anybody to have an opinion about you and stuff like that, and then you are more than welcome to, you know, have an opinion. But I do it with the right intentions, with the right heart. And thank you.
Okay, and the last comment, just to end on a good note, somebody said, let this be a lesson to anybody that ever talks smack about the Cowboys again. Yeah. No, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us again on another episode of Bumpers Wacky Wednesday on a Tuesday. Frank, thank you for what you do for La Onda Tejana, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came all the way from Victoria, Texas to come and give your side of the story. I really appreciate it. And again, man, thank you for all that you do for La Onda, because without people like you, we wouldn't have the shows to go to, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro.
I
really appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 7:30, Savannah V, right here, Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Y'all have a good night.